Happy New Year and welcome to the first episode of the Coffee Table. I am your host, Kingfish737. I haven't seen y'all since last year or heard from y'all since last year. Y'all haven't heard from me since last year. During the holidays, I got busy. That's the reason why I didn't have much going on. So pretty much the news that we'll probably talk about today is going to probably be about the news that's probably been happening 3 weeks from now. Or if you were living under a rock, you don't know, then hey, it'll be new to you on that end. But before we get started, I just want to say Happy New Year. Hopefully you all have a great New Year, a wonderful New Year, everything. It's great to be here in 2024. I've actually been doing the podcasting for close to 4 years now. I started off in Spotify and gradually moved here to YouTube. So I season one all the way from 2021 to basically 2022, 2023. So basically all my season four is season four is this year. Season three was last year. Season two was 2022, 2020. So it keeps it simple for me, but that's pretty much it. But hope you all were safe. If you're in parts of the world there now, we have cold weather now in some parts not so cold. Some parts are different. I think the northern part of the United States are more warmer than the southern parts of the United States. Southern parts of the United States got more cooler now. What is it? Usually the cooler part of the United States gets kind of cool close to about mid-February, somewhere in that range. That's usually what I'm used to knowing, but now it's getting a lot colder now on that end. But happy to be back, and just happy to know that I'm here with my people. So hey, if you made it to the new year, you should be happy, right? There we go. I'm definitely happy here for the new year. So new year, what does that entail? What does that mean? It is going to be a new year of gaming. I'm excited about gaming. A lot of stuff is looking to probably be out. I know on Xbox end, we're looking at things like Avowed, Towerborn, that's just to name a few. Hell's Blade 2, coming out here in 2024. Maybe some surprises along the way. I don't know. We're basically whenever I get the news, but I'm not too busy to try to do the news. I try to definitely present that to you all on that end. So all right, so let's go over some house rules. I always got to go over house rules. I'm just saying, you come to my podcast, and I'm thankful for that. But come on now, if you listen to this podcast for the first time, please hit the like button. I would definitely consider it a great honor if you decide to subscribe to the podcast as well. And all my people that have subscribed, hit the like button as well. Thank you. I do this for you, even when I can't do it or whatever like that. This is all for you. I've been in I worked in retail for years, and I always know that the people that comes to and I'm just using my retail, people that come to the store are the people that are important to you, which are your VIP. So when you come to the podcast, hit the like button, you subscribe to it, you're important to me. So whether it be one person or 100 people or 1,000 people, I definitely believe that all of you all are very important to me on that end. So I do want to say thank you for the support. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for hitting that. You may be a person of games. You may be a person that don't too much care for games, and you just you just may know somebody that may be a gamer themselves, and they're probably, and now when I'm getting sidetracked here, but I'm gonna say gaming to me can be anything. And mainly, I'll talk Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, PC. But what we failed to mention is actually there's gaming for mobile. Um, Mobile gaming is going to be a multi-billion-dollar business in the next 5 years. Okay, um, and I'm saying that because I'm seeing the trend of what's going on now. A lot of people saying, I got console, I got this, I got that. Now that's great and dandy and stuff like that. But I'll give an example. Like I said, this is just me talking. Just before I get into my show, I got a lot to talk about. So we may go an hour and a half, give or take, just depends. So example, you at the doctor's office, you at some type of appointment, you're going to be sitting there for a moment. What's the first thing you're going to do? You're going to pull out your phone or whatever like that. You're going to look for some type of game, whether it be a crossword puzzle, something to exercise, bring something to make the time go by faster. Or if you like me, if you doing laundry or whatever like that, you can pull out your cell phone and you're going to hope that the Wi-Fi at the laundromat holds up so that you could get on to play, X Cloud or Xbox Cloud Gaming, and you can play some games there, get some achievements and stuff like that. So you're looking at billions and billions and billions of users every day are using using mobile, and they're going their own way. They're doing their own thing. And if they got caught in an appointment, they're gonna pull it out and play it. And I believe the iPhone 15 is they're going to bring Death Stranding to that, and it was a PlayStation game, but the actual mobile device can actually push those graphics pretty good. So it's mobile gaming is going to be a multi-billion-dollar industry in the next 5 years. On it, and it could be less than that, but but I see within conservatively speaking, next 5 years, multi-billion-dollar industry. And that's what I'm saying. Why I say that is because I'm looking to people reach for their phones to play games, look for, play, we do it just to, hey, if we're in a long line and we got to wait, I'm gonna pull out a phone and play some type of game. And like I was playing, one particular game, I think it's, where you had to connect the same colored dots to make sure, and can't think of it offhand, but I just remember that I actually took care and I played it, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm playing this, and I was like, okay, well, I'm enjoying that. So yeah, mobile gaming, definitely a multi-billion-dollar business. Cloud gaming is going to also be either there or close to that region of multi-billion-dollar gaming. So it's going to be interesting to see as the years roll by. We're going to see that happening on that end. So I mean, it's it's no surprise, it's no shock that way, because those developers and the developers, people to make the mobile games, stuff like that, they're going to see bank, right? Lots of, yeah, they're going to see bank. They're going to see bank on that. So so it's going to be something very, 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 very interesting to see. So I really want to know, what are your thoughts? What do you think on that end? So I really want to know your thoughts on that as well. All right, so we're going to be moving into something that we're going to talk about, GAAS games. That is GAAS Games. Some of y'all may know, some of y'all may not know, but GAAS Games stands for Games as a Service. So as I just had my little New Year talk, I just want to kind of segue into just a little bit here before we get started into that. But yeah, GAAS Games, we're going to talk about that. The importance of that, why GAAS games are interesting, and we're going to get into what happened at Sony. Why did they cancel a GAAS particular game that they were working on? Pretty interesting, isn't it? Pretty interesting. So those of you that know what I'm talking about, you know exactly. Like I said, these stories I'm going over may be a few weeks old. The only thing different though that we have, we're going to be doing something called the Kings Korner. If you notice, when I was on the podcast on Spotify, I used to have something called Mel's Movie Corner, and I will go over and review a movie, that I've seen and give you my honest review. So we're going to actually be doing that too this year. So new year, new changes. Got to change it up a little bit here. Like I said, we can't just. We keep it on games, great. One that we do that, but come on, we gotta at least talk about something else, entertainment wise, maybe food wise. I don't know. Just that's why it's called a coffee table. It means various discussions on it end. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a brief, quick break. Oh, and I will be right back, and we're going to talk about these GAAS games as a service. And we're going to definitely talk into the Sony's latest development of what they did with a GAAS game. All right, so don't go nowhere. If you gotta go somewhere, please grab a drink, whatnot. Grab your popcorn, because we're gonna get into it. We may have it spicy, we may just have it mild. Just depends. I'll bring the spiciness along with it. But don't go nowhere. Once again, thank you for tuning in to the Coffee Table. We'll be right back after this brief, short introduction here. Yeah. All right. Welcome back to the Coffee Table. Again, I'm your humble host, Kingfish737. All right, GAAS games and The Last of Us Factions. So, The Last of Us Factions was supposed to be like a game of service that Sony was putting together on it. And now, The Last of Us game itself, overall, it's a pretty nice game. It's a pretty good game. Now, what I've never played the game. And the reason why I say I never played the game, but I do know people that have played it, and I have seen them and watched them play the game. And based on what I've seen, it looks like a beautiful game. It looks a great game. It's a game that what Sony does with single players mainly is, it's like a movie, but then it transitions itself to like, okay, now you gotta take over on that end. So, but it's a good game. But what was interesting that actually caught my eye about what they were doing, I believe it was 2022, at the Summer Game Awards. or Game Fest, I believe, that they were talking about creating factions. Um, which I believe there was a faction previously on The Last of Us, I believe, if I heard one of my friends told me right. And now that they're actually doing, they were doing another one, but then again, the games of service, games accounts. Now, before I get deep into this, what I mean by games as a service, we're looking at games like Fortnite. We're looking at games like Halo, Infinite, Sea of Thieves. Um, there's so many games. It's not funny. You also have Call of Duty, and in my mind, I'm thinking about the games that have mostly with these, battle passes, things like that, where you purchase and stuff like that, or that's free to play. That has seasons where, like Fortnite. I mean, how many seasons does Fortnite have? I mean, I'm playing Fortnite right now, and I'm actually kind of hooked on that Lego season that they got now. I built almost an entire town. Um, just I'm having people come in, make beds, and build houses for them and stuff like that. So yeah, I have it to where I'm just pretty much chill. I'm not trying to encounter any type of danger or anything like that. So that's basically what that is. But games as a service. So that's why I'm just going to talk on that first, and then I'm going to introduce an article about the Last of Us faction. So the games as a service, uh, they are real good because I would say a majority of the games as a service would are mostly free to play games. Um, where but the thing about it is, even though it's free to play, you may still have to do, you may have to get a battle pass in order to get different cosmetics, skins, levels, things like that. Everything like that doesn't make you a better player having a battle pass, but just to show off, what you do have, cosmetic skins, stuff like that. That helps a lot on that end. But so when you have games as a service, and you have seasons where it gradually progresses itself to be something like that. I mean, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Now, some of you may say the point. No. This is just my opinion. I am not trying to stir the honey pot. Although there's going to be some PlayStation fanboys, not PlayStation players. PlayStation players are exempt from this because PlayStation players I have known, they generally don't take things too emotional or extreme. But they have their right to complain if they, just like anybody, just like any consumer, you have your right to complain if things don't go right, especially with the brand that you have. You have a right to do that. But the PlayStation fanboys just take it to the extreme. So, but when I say this is only as an observation from a gamer standpoint and also, consumer standpoint. Sony is good at single player games. They're good at that. When it comes to games as a service, that is not really their strong suit. Hence why they purchased Bungie for the creators of Destiny and Destiny 2. So hence that's why they created Bungie for that, because that's not their strong suit. The strong suit, you basically Uncharted, Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, Miles Morales, The Last of Us, part 1, part 2, all those I mentioned are single player games, not games of service. Although we have known that even on the platform, they still play games as like the Fortnite, Call of Duty, things like that on their platform. But it's still not the they're still not the leader into games as a service. So having that being said, now we're going to segue into factions. And I'm going to put this over here. And I want to bring this into the front of the deal here. So this is from Forbes. And again, I'll put the link of this in the description below. The Last of Us Factions disaster is a massive misfire by Sony. Now, this is about Paul Tassian. Now, this is about maybe so many weeks ago when he Paul written this. So it goes on to say that Naughty Dog's the developer of some of the most acclaimed games in the industry, Uncharted, The Last of Us, had a choice to make. They could either keep slogging away at The Last of Us Factions, an online multiplayer game years in the making, or they could go back to making their trademark signature games. Last night, they announced what they chose. Naughty Dog has canceled development of The Last of Us Factions, which they're calling The Last of Us Online. They posted a lengthy statement about it, and basically I'm gonna scroll down here and let y'all read about that statement. Now, the actual show on HBO Max, or Max I should say, is pretty good. It was a pretty good show. Pretty interesting. You can actually binge that for an entire weekend on that end. You can, but basically they halted and stopped, factions. Although there were some players that was really pushing to wanted to know, well, when are we going to get factions? What's the holdup? How come factions is not showing or anything like that. So it was announced in probably mid of 2022 about factions. After that, it went dark. Nobody heard anything, known anything. We just assumed that Naughty Dog was, working on it. But when they came out about last year, but close to the end of last year, and mentioned that they scrapped in it, it didn't go well with a lot of people. And a lot of people, and justifiably so. You're expecting. They told you one thing, you're expecting another thing, and then all of a sudden it gets canceled. So, granted, you want something that you heard about. So I really want to get your take on take on this. What do you think about games as a service? Also, too, what do you think about The Last of Us Factions being canceled? On that end, hey, look, I want to hear from PlayStation players. Or I want to hear from players as a whole. Doesn't matter what play, but what do y'all think about that? And I play Xbox. Just saying, I play Xbox, and I play PC, and I play mobile, play Amazon Luna. When I did play PlayStation is when they had two great devices out. The first PlayStation Portable, the very, 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 very first PlayStation Portable, and also the PlayStation Vita. Two of the best devices of PlayStation that I really enjoyed. And I mean, I could go into the PlayStation store, purchase the game, play it on there, back it up to my my little memory card and whatnot, and play it. I loved it. I enjoyed it when I did. But still, coming from a gamer's aspect, I want to know what your take on that. Games as a service and The Last of Us Factions being canceled. I really want to know what you all think about that, because hey, if if I have a platform and they say, hey, we're going to bring this particular multiplayer game to you, you're going to team up with your friends, you could do this, you could do that, and everything like that, I'm like, okay, I'm looking forward to it. But then again, it gets canceled, and I'm like, what for? So that kind of will rub some people the wrong way on that end. But then again, it's all about how it was presented. But like I said, Sony is the leader in first party games, as I mentioned before. well, Sony's the leader in single player games. Sorry, excuse me, struck that. They know what they're doing in their single player games. Um, but the but when you jump in from, you know, uh, creating, uh, when you jump from creating boats to wanting to create skyscrapers, like, whoa, wait a minute. Do you, I mean, the, the, uh, the implementation of putting a design together still works almost the same way, but the format is different. So you still know what you're doing. Well, to me, I thought they did, but hey, I don't work. I don't work for Sony. I don't know what's behind the scenes. They can only tell us, what's what behind the scenes, but that's all it is. So that I really want to know. Games of service, yay, nay, like them, hate them, can't stand them. Wish you got away with them. And also the Last of Us factions. What do you think about that? On that end. So we want to definitely hear from you on that end. All right. So coming up next on my next segment here, Sony is leaking. Sony has a lot of problems in their house. I'm just going to be honest with you. There's no way around it. There's no way around it. They got a lot of problems in their house. They got a lot of stuff they got to straighten out, a lot of stuff they got to do, and everything like that. And like I said, this is coming from a gamer / consumer perspective, vision. That's what I'm looking at like this. So Sony is leaking. We're going to talk about that on it. And like I said, don't go nowhere. We'll be right back after this quick break. All right. We are back, and I just have to get myself adjusted here. I'll tell you, step away for a moment. You got to get yourself adjusted. All right. Sony is leaking. So we're going to talk about some very funny leaks. Okay. Maybe not be so funny, but this is going to be funny. All right. Greg Miller of Very Funny Games. I like the guy. he carries a great energy about him. I mean, I love the guy. When he was with IGN, he was always up at noon. I remember when he did that show up at noon, and Greg Miller was pretty. He's a cool cat. I mean, who wouldn't love Greg Miller? He's a cool cat. I like him. And I will say this: when there were some particular leaks that actually came out for Capcom, and Greg Miller was all in glee with that. Like, okay. He was all in glee with that. He was like, okay, so what's up with that? And he was all over the place. He was just, oh yeah, this that and the other, this that and the other, this that and that. I'm like, okay, great. Why are you excited about that? I'm not understanding that part. Why? But then again, he when a few weeks ago Sony was compromised, and a lot of information from Insomniac leaked out about Wolverine financials, things like that. A lot of stuff came out on that end. And when I heard about the news, I thought it was a joke. I was like, yeah, somebody's joking me. Somebody's joking me. But then the moment that I looked deep into it, I was like, I had this feeling. That was not cool. I'm like, ooh, no. As a person on the technology end, and I love technology. I mean, I could sit there all day and read, technology news all day to you, and just be like, oh man, like this was going on, this was going on. Just I may do a Tech Tuesday or Tech Thursday one day, and I love technology. But then again, when you hear about that, the hard work of developers being compromised, that's kind of scary. That's scary. So when Greg Miller came on with very funny games, he literally just said, no, we're not going to talk about the leaks and everything like that. I mean, like, he was serious. And I was like, but when Capcom leaked, I mean, you was all over the place. You was with glee. You was like, oh yeah, this is that when other particular things leaked out. I mean, it's very funny that you would want to talk about it. But the moment that Insomniac leaks out or whatever like that, and it's about Wolverine and the source code's out there, and you can see people playing it on PC, literally people playing the game on PC. Right now, I don't know if they're being banned or whatever like that. From at this point, I don't know. But I do know that I did see that, and I would not display that on here. Number one, I don't want to be banned. I mean, but I could talk about it, but I don't want to be banned. I don't want to be banned about it because I'm like, oh, I'm not going to show you no gameplay. Although I've seen some, and I will put it like this: even though the gameplay that is leaked online or probably floating around online may not be the final gameplay that they probably put out in Wolverine, it's a possibility. I believe that from the leaks that Wolverine will probably come out in like 2025 or 2026, somewhere around that range. I thought I was looking at that and stuff. But leaks are not very, very funny. But then again, I find it interesting that the media's the way the media presents things are very different, because here is a developer, Capcom, that and that again, they had stuff under lock and key, but then the moment that when it leaked out or whatever like that, here they come. I mean, just want to depict and talk about this, that, and it's just something. But then again, when there's something about Sony or whatever like that, like, no, we're not going to talk about it. I mean, you already shown me you're biased. I mean, automatically, you already shown me you're biased. I mean, you can tell me all day long till the cows come home that no, I'm not biased. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Whoever's in your ear is telling you something. That's just point. That's the reason why I like podcasting. Podcasting, I am not controlled by special interests or special people or anything like that. I don't have to kiss anybody's rear end just because of like, hey, it's going to be like that. I just don't believe that. I believe that what you do for one person, you do for the other. You either going to be fair with one, you're going to be fair with everybody across the board, or you're going to show your bias. You're going to show, well, I'm just going to be this way to this person and that person and everything like that. So I'm actually going to jump into this a little bit. I'm not, like I said, no gameplay or anything like that, but I am going to go to Rutgers posting that happened back on December 19th. I'm just going to show you here. It's in here because you know we family, right? I got to share everything with my family. All right, so here we go. Sony game plans leaked online by hackers. This is by Bloomberg News. This is like December 19th by Reuters. And it's a short article. This is nothing big here. I mean, we can have to read this together. Sony owned Insomniac Games more than 1.3 million files. Now, the Sony owned Insomniac Games, about 1.3 million files were compromised, including game roadmaps, budget information about upcoming Wolverine titles have been leaked online by the ransomware group. Bloomberg reported on Tuesday the files showed the Japanese company plans to release several Marvel-inspired titles in the next decade, including Spider-Man 3 and those based on Venom and X-Men. The report said. Now, Insomniac and Marvel licensing deal is as high as $621 million to develop and market the X-Men games by 2035. The report added Sony did not respond to Reuters' request for comment. So the hacker group, I don't say their name because they're not important, announced the hack on December 12th, saying it would auction the data for $2 million in Bitcoin, but later published the date on Tuesday, according to a report. The hack is the latest in the gaming industry after early footage Take-Two Interactive software Grand Theft Auto 4 was put online last year. Grand Theft Auto 5, was put on last year. Of the biggest gaming leaks of all time. 6, right? Yeah, 6. Sorry, sorry. So here we go. Leaks. Tell me about them. What do y'all like about leaks? What you don't like about leaks? I tell you what I don't like about leaks, though. I mean, if something is leaked online, it would be something to be like, well, hey, we're gonna get the best game. The game is ready to go. It's coming out. It's gonna leak online. That we're gonna send it out to people or something like that, and it probably be that. Might get excited about that and stuff like that. But when it's just something where they have it in a closed curtain, something like that, and everything like that. Now, don't get me wrong. I looked at the Wolverine game, and I think that it looks spectacular. It looked good, even on the PC version. It looked real good. Looked great. I put like the spectacular as far as the direction of it and what way it would go, because we so used to seeing Logan and X-Men, how that hey, the guy gets his claws and comes out when he gets mad, and he's like he's invincible when they shoot at him or whatnot. Bullets just bounce off of Wolverine, so it's just it's just amazing on that end. So I would say that, and it shows Sony's budget as well. And here's the thing, though: Sony has to pay Marvel a good portion of licensing before you're looking at let's just say it's $200 million to create a particular Marvel game or whatever like that. They may have to pay probably 150 plus million on licensing. I say plus million. Like I said, the figures I could be off or something like that. Then you got to look at the operating the costs, production costs, paying the developers and stuff like that. So you can see how this goes. And I'm talking from an economic point of view. See, I tell you, that business degree came in handy, didn't it? The business degree really come in handy. So you're looking at that across the board. Now, like I said, I could be off a figure, but I was just only using the 200 million as an example, as the budget. Like, hey, you got that, plus you got licensing to Marvel that you got to pay them and whatnot, unless it'd be like what was it that was online just a moment ago? The Mickey Mouse licensing was up or something like that, and and I believe that somebody else got the Mickey Mouse website and created Mickey Mouse violent horror game. So yeah, so you don't have to worry about any type of licensing with Disney. So you're okay with that now. So I believe I read that. That was about I think like last week. I believe I read that because I like all of a sudden I noticed that they started to do a horror game for Mickey Mouse. Like really, okay. I think it's Infestation or Infested or something like that. 88. I believe I remember seeing something like that, and like, it was like, whoa, wow, you got a mouse almost 7 foot tall coming after you. So like, yeah. Okay, so those of you that don't too much care for horror games, okay, I understand that. This is just a brief touch up on. I'm just talking about licensing on particular IPs or intellectual properties. Okay, that's all. That's it. So I'm not going to gross you out too further with that. But tell me, I want to know from my adoring smart fans, amazing subscribers, great listeners. Tell me, I want to know. Yeah, leaks. What do you think about them? What do you think about these leaks that's out there? I really want to know. I want to know your honest opinion, your honest view. Comment below. You never know. Your comment may show up, and I may have a Kings Korner where I would definitely talk about your comments and go through them on that end, one by one. So, but here's my take. Leaks are not a good thing. Okay. Leaks are not a good thing. As a gamer, you would get excited to know that, okay, well, this is coming out, that's coming out, that's coming out. Great, get that. But as a consumer and a person that may have stock into the company, that's not a good thing, because when investors see that the company cannot control being compromised like that, it kind of the investors and stockholders and all them are kind to be like, okay, that's not good. What else is out there that we don't know about. So it, as a gamer on that side, you're looking at, oh, okay, look, they got games coming out, they got this coming out, that's coming out, this, granted, no delays and this, that, and the other. Hey, they got something that they're showing. But we're looking at it as a business standpoint, again, as an investor and as a stockholder and as that, if you cannot control your house is not going to stand long. Let me say that again for all the Sony fanboys out there that just that hears one thing but does not hear what I'm saying exactly. This is you 2 + 2 = 4. Can you agree with that? If you can agree with that, great, wonderful. All right. If you cannot control or get a control of your house, it's not going to stay up very long, Sony. That's all I'm saying. That's it. I mean, I'm not the only person saying that. You may want to talk to the prophet King David. King David of the Iron Lords podcast. He says the exact similar to the same thing. Sony got to take care of their house. Sony is burning from the inside. Sony is and you could be in denial all day long, but I mean, hey, I'm looking at this even from a business standpoint. It's not good. It's not good for Sony. So they gotta make some changes. Jim Ryan's already on his way out. They already talking about closing, or maybe have closed studio down. Layoffs were just just one by one. Factions canceled and stuff like that. And plus on top of that, these leaks compromised, their security infrastructure digitally on it. And so that, like I said, if I was an investor or stockholder, I would be concerned, sweating, looking, and things like that. Sony has got to get everything in order. They have to if they're going to stay afloat. You can sell consoles all day long. That's not a problem. Consoles, great, all for you, all good, everything great, whatever. But console, at the end of the day, console sales are not going to be the thing to save you. You have to grab the bull by the horns and get a control of what's going on internally, for the thing. I mean, y'all could tell me about sales all day long about console sales. If you want to go there, I'd be happy to go there with you. I know about sales. I've been there and stuff like that. I could tell you about selling the product, this, that, and the other. But I can tell you right now, it's not the amount of how many products I sell, it's how much activity of the product is going to be taken care of. Henceforth, I could sell 1,000 computers in one day, no problem. But it's the engagement of the software and what people are doing on that computer is going to actually benefit to what have people come back more and more to be that repeated person, that repeated customer. Yeah, that's what it is. So anyway, I'm sorry I went off on a business tangent, but hey, listen, that'll just give you a little business insight there about me. Sometimes I go into a business tangent. I don't even know why. It's just sometimes I do. I feel like I have to explain some of the stuff because we just have fanboys out there that just listen to one thing only. They don't take 2 + 2 = 4 no more. They just go all over the place. But to all my well-educated, smart, and most intelligent subscribers out there, you know who you are. I do want to hear what you have to say about leaks in a company. That's going to be something interesting. Like I said, post it. I will definitely put it on the air one of these Sundays here. All right. So as I said, we're going to actually go to something new. We're going to do. I'm actually excited about this. We are going to do something called the Kings Korner. And it could be anything. It could be a book I read. It could be a movie. Mainly it's going to be about movies. So if you click on the link to go to my Spotify, go all the way back to about season 2. I think I reviewed movies after movies after movies after movies after movies. So definitely go back to that and look into that. So Kings Korner is coming up right now. We're gonna say we're gonna segue into it. I know, like, oh, normally we get a break here and stuff, but nah, we're gonna get into it here. So like I said, when I did this before, it was called Mel's movie corner. I've done that, and I enjoyed it, and I said it was something that I wanted to go back to doing again. I haven't done it in a while on that end, so I really want to do it again. And I really want to do your feedback. I just want to try something new here. I could do the same old, but sometimes you kind of gotta go with it, because sometimes most of y'all I know, even though you may not be gamers, some of y'all are movie people that watch movies and shows and stuff like that. So hey, I ain't gonna leave you out. I'm not gonna leave you out. All right, for the King's Corner, I looked at a movie that I saw on Hulu. Never seen it before, but I knew it came out in theaters. People talked about it here, so we're going to talk about The Creator. Wow, we're going to talk about that here on the King's Corner. And now the thing about it is, when I did it, I actually had it. I went into it with open mind. I never did. Now, normally what I do, I give you my thoughts about it, then I give you what I scored everything overall. Now, there are like 4 different categories: visuals, directing, writing, sound. Anything from 1 to 10, I grade it on, and then I take that. Since it's only 4 categories, I take that and divide it into 40, and it gives my overall score on that end. So yeah, but yeah, it's just simple math. Just simple math, and don't worry about it. If you want me to do a math class, I'll make sure I'll get a Patreon and we'll do that. But anyway, all right. So basically, the Creator. I watched it. I was actually glued to the television there. John David Washington and Gemma Chan were just amazing actors. Also, Allison Janney. Wow, she was hard in this. But I'll try not to give you no spoilers on this one. I will do my best to keep it spoiler free for those that have not even seen it as well. But I will say, based off, even if you were to watch the commercial on it, I will say this is interesting to think if something like this was to happen. Could we work along with AI, mankind, AI working side by side together? Could that be something to think about on that end? So yes, it's a show like that. So it's a show about love. It's a show that keeps your mind thinking. I know it had my mind thinking as well. I was like, okay, wow, that's pretty interesting. So wow, yeah, I never thought about it, and it got emotional too, but it's a show that was just action packed on all levels here on it end. So let me start off here. So I want to start with the visuals. The visuals, the visuals was amazing. Was nice. The visuals were great. Was able to see. We were able to see pretty much a lot of the visuals in the creator. And as stated before, if you like Rogue One, you would definitely love the creator. It was just just action pack. Whoever did the visuals did a great. So that's why I scored it a 9.5 for the visuals. I mean, I even went back to look at it again, and it's just the level of detail that you saw in that, from the moment that they were flying, the moment that they were on the bridge, the moment that they were fighting and trying to save the people on that end, and the moment that it was a war going on. I will just say that without trying to spoil it too much. Just the level of details of the visuals was just amazing there. I that's why I scored it a 9.5. Now the directing itself was good. I would have felt that the directing, I gave it directing an 8. I felt that the directing would should have had a little more to it. But overall, I mean, the directing was real good. I mean, the people that, the directors knew what they were doing. They knew what they were, putting everything together. And, now I'm going to put it to you like this. In this particular movie, you are thrown into something from the start of the movie. But as the movie progresses, then you kind of think like, oh, okay, now I see. It starts to make sense the more as the movie starts to unfold on it. And so if you're expecting it to be point A, B, C, it's not going to be like that. It's going to give you point D first, then E, then F, then G, then it's going to go back to A, B, and C. Then you're going to be like, oh, okay, now I see what they're talking about. I get it now on it. And so directing, I definitely gave it an 8 on that. So you can still follow the movie. It's not going to be one of these movies where it's going to be all over the place. Like, what are they talking about? What now? How come? Wait, what? I'm confused. No, it's not like that. It's just throwing you into something. And in fact, as soon as it starts off, the question was like, how did we get here? What was the purpose of this? Why are we here at this particular area? Why is this? And then all of a sudden, as the movie unfolds, then it actually does that. Now that's some good directing there. Throwing me into something I have no clue about on that end. So yeah, so I gave it directing an 8 on that end. I have to kind of dig that in. The writing, and I gave that an 8. Both the directing and the writing was good. It was just pure great writing. All the actors was just on point. I couldn't say it. I couldn't say it anymore. Especially Alice and Jenny. Wow, I never known her to play that hard before. just, just not that hard before. But John David Washington, he he really did shine in this one. I really think that he shined real good in this one. He really did a good job. What he did there. So it was just a great performance overall for all of them. But the writing was real good on that end. So that is just amazing. Now, coming up with my favorite aspect here, because I got to put on my high quality sound deal here. So we're gonna talk about the sound. I give it a 9.5. The sound, the sound was jacked. Normally, when I say the sound is jacked, the sound was amazing. It was incredible. I was just like, "Well, are you serious right now?" So yeah, the sound was just amazing. I heard every aspect of it, every click, every canvas, everything. You hear it all. I don't think you know what. I don't think there was one part in there that looked to be where the sound was low. Granted, to where if something was a huge explosion, you couldn't hear nothing. That would explain the reason why the sound was like it was on that end. But the sound was pretty good. That's the reason why I gave it a 9.5 on that end. So, this was definitely a great movie. I really myself really enjoyed it. On that end. So overall, I did give this movie overall score of 88%. Yes, 88%. So that's pretty good. All right. So it is a pretty good movie. So go out there and watch it. If you are subscribed to Hulu Plus, I need to say this. They did not pay me to endorse them. I'm only telling you this because where I saw that. If you are subscribed to Hulu Plus, go out and see it. It's a total. It's a good movie. It's a real good movie. Grab the popcorn. Enjoy it. Like I said, it is about war, love, loss, emotion, and it poses the question: could we at one point in time work together with AI or work against AI? When it is amazing, AI is a part of our world now. So we gotta look at it, because now AI is when you go to a store online or something like that, you have the AI bots talking to you. Say, hey, do you have any questions for me? And it can do it. I know. Was that Kuboa? He is one of the guys that streams these scammers, and he sounds like an old lady or old man, and he wastes the scammers' time and everything. And he uses AI sometimes to trick these scammers. So I want to know your thoughts about the creator. Have you seen it? Have you not? Do you plan to see it? I would totally recommend seeing it. Definitely this weekend overall. So overall score 88%. Next up in the Kings Korner, I will be reviewing the Rebel Moon, the one that's out on Netflix, Child of Fire. I haven't started yet. I know I need to, but I will review that, and I will give you my humble score on that end. Like I said, this is just my score, just my opinion. Doesn't mean that it's right. So if you've got a different opinion for the creator, that's fine. Go, it's your opinion. Did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? Do you think that the writing and directing should have been done differently? Was something wrong with the visuals or whatever like that? So please let me know. I really want to know. So yeah. So and also let me know, do you like this little segment of the King's Korner? Because I really want to try to change up a little bit here on this end. So I want to kind of do that. So, wow, an hour later. Wow, an hour later. Well, okay, well, I will say that, man, time goes by fast when you're having so much fun, especially with you all, amazing people out there and everything. So it's just amazing here. And I'm getting ready to close it out for you. But I do want to say again, Happy New Year to you all out there. Please share this. Please like. Please subscribe. Please hit that like button. You know, I do this because I enjoy doing it, and I do it because of you all encouraging me to do it. Like I said, even if it's 1 subscriber or 1,000, doesn't matter. I'm very humbled by it, and you know, and thankful for you all out there. Now, before I leave, you know, I always got to close with this. We are on this rock together. We have to get along with one another. We have to. So please, this week, this New Year's, the Monday, the next working day, please, please, please be nice, be kind. We're here for one another. We're going to be here for a long time. That's it. There's no other place to go. I mean, I haven't seen them colonizing Mars yet. So let's get along here while we can, you know, and I guarantee you the world will be a better place once we know to be kind with one another. So definitely, you all have a fantastic and a wonderful week. And next week, we're going to talk about some more gaming news and more movies in our corners. So please, you will have a fantastic week. Love you all and be blessed.